Before you continue, imagine discovering a recording that nobody was ever supposed to hear. Imagine an unforgettable performance taking place behind closed doors, witnessed by only a handful of people, yet powerful enough to leave an entire room speechless. Imagine one unexpected emotional reaction becoming the center of endless conversations among fans. Stay with this story until the very last sentence because the final revelation changes the meaning of everything that came before. And after you finish reading, tell us what part touched you the most, because this journey is filled with surprises from beginning to end. The afternoon sky carried soft clouds as preparations continued inside one of the city's most elegant performance halls. Outside, photographers waited patiently. Inside, only a select group of invited guests knew what was about to happen. The event had not been announced publicly. There were no giant promotional banners, no live streams, no interviews, only quiet anticipation. The organizers wanted the evening to remain intimate. Every detail reflected elegance. Golden lights illuminated the stage. Fresh flowers surrounded the entrance. Soft instrumental music floated through the enormous hall. Rows of empty seats slowly filled with invited artists, directors, writers, producers, and longtime colleagues. Everyone wondered why such a private gathering had been arranged. Nobody seemed willing to reveal the answer. Among the invited guests was Bai Lu. She arrived quietly, greeting familiar faces before taking a seat several rows from the stage. She noticed that the atmosphere felt different from ordinary industry events. People spoke in softer voices. Smiles appeared warmer. There was a sense that everyone was waiting for something unforgettable. Several minutes later, the lights dimmed. The conversations faded. A single spotlight appeared. Then silence settled across the room. A figure slowly walked onto the stage. It was Tian Xiwei. No grand introduction. No dramatic announcement. Only gentle applause from the audience. She stood alone beneath the warm light. For several moments, she simply looked across the hall. Then the performance began. It was unlike anything anyone expected. Rather than delivering a glamorous presentation, Tian Xiwei shared a heartfelt artistic performance built around hope, perseverance, gratitude, and the unseen challenges that often accompany success. Every word felt sincere. Every pause carried meaning. Every expression reflected quiet determination. The audience remained completely still. Nobody reached for a phone. Nobody whispered. Every eye remained fixed on the stage. As the performance continued, memories were illustrated through music, storytelling, and carefully choreographed movement. Simple moments became powerful. Ordinary experiences became extraordinary. The performance reminded everyone that behind every public success are countless unseen hours of effort, uncertainty, and persistence. Bai Lu watched attentively. At first she smiled. Then her expression slowly changed. Certain moments reminded her of challenges she had faced throughout her own journey. Long nights, missed opportunities, small victories that nobody else ever noticed. The emotions arrived quietly. She blinked several times. She took a slow breath. The performance continued. When Tian Xiwei spoke about never giving up despite disappointment, the room became even quieter. Several audience members lowered their heads thoughtfully. Others smiled with admiration. The atmosphere felt almost magical. Hidden among the audience, a documentary crew had been recording the event with permission from the organizers. Their purpose was simple: to preserve the evening as a private memory. They captured the stage, the audience, the applause, the emotional reactions that unfolded naturally. One camera briefly focused on Bai Lu. She appeared deeply moved, not by sadness, but by recognition. She seemed to see pieces of her own journey reflected in the performance unfolding before her. The recording captured a genuine moment of quiet reflection. Nothing exaggerated, nothing dramatic, just someone appreciating the honesty of another artist's work. The performance reached its final act. The music softened. The lights gradually brightened. Tian Xiwei thanked everyone for sharing the evening with her. For a brief moment, the hall remained silent. Then applause erupted. Not ordinary applause. It continued for several minutes. People rose from their seats one after another until the entire audience stood together. The standing ovation seemed endless. When the lights returned fully, guests slowly gathered near the stage. Warm congratulations filled the room. Conversations began. Laughter replaced silence. Many spoke about the powerful themes presented throughout the evening. Bai Lu waited patiently until the crowd became smaller. When she finally approached Tian Xiwei, she smiled warmly. Without hesitation, she congratulated her on creating something so meaningful. The conversation remained private. Nobody nearby attempted to interrupt. The two artists exchanged kind words before sharing a respectful embrace. Unknown to them, the documentary crew had quietly captured the heartfelt exchange from a distance. Days later, while reviewing footage, one editor paused on the scene showing Bai Lu's emotional reaction. The moment lasted only a few seconds, yet it perfectly reflected the spirit of the evening. Rather than focusing on glamour, it highlighted sincerity. The production team debated whether the scene should remain in the final documentary. Some believed it demonstrated the universal impact of meaningful art. Others felt the moment was too personal. After thoughtful discussion, they reached a compromise. The documentary would include the performance itself, while preserving the privacy of individual emotional reactions. The editor archived the unused footage safely. Although never intended for public release, stories about the emotional atmosphere of the event gradually spread among invited guests. People spoke about the standing ovation, the unforgettable performance, the conversations afterward, the inspiration everyone carried home. Soon fans began imagining what had made the evening so special. Creative theories appeared online. Discussions flourished. Some imagined hidden surprises. Others believed the event marked the beginning of future collaborations. The mystery itself became part of the story. Months later, those who attended still remembered the evening vividly. Not because of elaborate stage effects, not because of spectacular costumes, but because one honest performance reminded an entire room that genuine artistry has the power to unite people through shared experiences and quiet understanding. Perhaps that was the greatest surprise of all. Not a secret recording, not whispered conversations, not speculation, but the realization that the most unforgettable performances are often the ones that inspire reflection long after the curtain falls. If you enjoyed this story, share your thoughts in the comments, subscribe for more entertainment stories, and let us know which unforgettable performance you would love to see imagined in the next chapter.